welcome to our over 50s class. So today we're going hello, welcome to the class. So today we're going to do a Matwork class. We're also going to use the chair, and we're going to need a little head cushion. Okay, as usual, just make sure you stay at the level that you are comfortable with, that your body's comfortable with. You know yourself, you know what you're capable of. So if you have any issue with the exercise, just stop. Maybe do the exercise that was done before. I will be giving 3 different levels for each exercise. And if you want a little challenge, come and do the challenge with me. And if you feel that that challenge is a bit too much, just stay at the level that you were at. Okay, so let's start the class. So we're going to start as usual in standing with our feet together. And we're going to open our toes and then our heels. We're going to set the weight underneath each foot. Make sure it's nice and centered and even under each foot. Soft knees, hands on our pelvis, and we're going to tuck the bottom under, make the tail long, and tuck the tail, lift the tail up, and tuck the bottom under, making your tail long. Lift the tail up. So imagine you've got water. It's like a big bucket of water. You're going to pour that water on your heels and pour the water on your toes. So here we're mobilizing the lower spine. And nice and gently and slowly, we're going to reduce each movement until we come to our neutral pelvis or a neutral position where our hips are level and the water is nice and still. Arms nice and relaxed down our sides. Going to roll the shoulders back, nice shoulder roll, melting the shoulder blades towards our bottom. Chin slightly tucked towards our chest, neck long, and the head is pulled towards the ceiling by a big helium balloon. Now take a breath in across our chest and breathing out. Breathing in across your chest, pushing those ribs against your ribs. And breathing in. This time as you breathe in and as you breathe out, we're going to zip from the back through to the front and feeling a gentle pull of the pelvic floor muscles as if we were pulling them up towards the heart. We take another breath in, trying to keep that connection as we breathe in and breathing out. And again, keep that connection as you breathe in and then out. And as your next breath in, you can gently relax that connection. Next breath in. Breathing out. This time we're going to try to squeeze in our favorite jeans. And as we do, we're zipping from the front, trying to bring the 2 hip bones together, drawing the lower tummy muscles towards our spine. And we're going to try to keep that connection as we breathe in and out. And again, breathing in and out. Okay, gently releasing. So we're going to try to remember those gentle feeling of deep connection through our core when we move. So we take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engaging 3, zipping up and arm up. I'm going to do some nice arm circles to start with. Breathing in first and out to come down. And out. One more. And out. And then we're going to go the other way. You're going to breathe out to come back and in to come back up. And in. And out. And in. And out. Last one in. And we're going to stop here. I'm going to do a bit of side bend. So we're going to zip from the side. Stretch our arms to the ceiling. Look up. And from here, we're going to lower to the side, a bit like a banana. And reach with our hand. breath in and out to return. Zip the way back down. Zip up, look up. Breath in, out to the side. In to stretch. And back in. So if we find that balance is a little bit playing up today, we can have the chair next to us that we have. And as we zip up and then down, we can hold to the chair to help with our balance. And come back in. Zipping up, in, stretch, and back. Perfect. And then we're going to do, I'm going to move the chair now. We're going to do some shoulder stretch. You're going to bring the arm, one arm to the front, fold it to the side in front of your chest, and with the other hand you're going to push on that shoulder. You stretch the shoulder here. Deep breath in and out. I'm going to relax and do the same on the other side. Bring the arm across and press, holding it with the other hand, stretching that shoulder. And hold. And relax. So now we're going to stretch our triceps. We're going to bring that hand behind our head. We're going to try to reach our shoulder blades. And then we're going to hold that elbow with our other hand, pushing that arms behind us. So. And hold in there. And release. We're going to do the same on the other side. And try to put our hands on our back. Take the other hand on our elbow and pull the elbow back. Really good. And release. Perfect. Now bring our hands back to this, to either side of us. And we're going to do our arms opening. So all our key elements in place. Long arms in front. Breath in, breathing out. We're going to zip up and engage. Come out with the arm, follow with your head. And in, return. Breathing out and in. Arm up and in. Arm up, breathing out and back as you breathe in. And out. And in. As we open, we keep the hips forward. As we lift, we try to keep our ribs soft. As we open to the side, so if we open to the right, we're going to push that right hip forward to keep the hips nice and square. And breath in. And we open to the left, we're going to keep push the left hip forward to keep the hips forward. And breath in and up. And up. And to the side. Other. And up. And up. Keeping the shoulders away from our ears as we open to the side. And keeping the ribs soft as we lift the arm up. One more all the way through. Last one. Perfect. Palms up. You're going to fold your elbows to your waist and stick them there. Imagine you've got a little ball between your elbows and your waist. You're going to keep that ball there and you can swivel your elbows around. So knees soft. All our key elements in place. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, zip up and engage and open. Breathing close. Breathing out, open. Breathing, return. And again. 5. Just smiling with that collarbone. 3 more. 9 and 10. Excellent. This time I'm going to add a bit of reach to the side. I'm going to open and reach. palms down, palms up, fold and back to center. Open and reach, palms down, palms up, fold, back to center. Open and reach, down, up, fold, center. Open and reach, down, up, fold, and center. And reach. Keep going. Lovely. Keeping nice and long. Remembering our helium balloon, making us nice and tall. Do 2 more. Mobilizing the shoulder blades here. Last one. And fall back in. Well done. Excellent. So the upper body is nice and warm. We're going to try to warm up the legs and the ankles. We're going to start with our ankles first. So all ankle elements in place. We might want a chair here for us, for our balance, to help as well. So all ankle elements in place. We're going to take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, zipping up, engaging through our core muscles. Come up to our toes and lower. Breathing out, up, into lower. So you can hold on to the, to the chair if we need to help with our balance. And then in time, we won't need the chair and we can do it without it. But there's no shame in using the chair for the time being if our balance is proving a bit difficult. Right, so breathing out to come up, breathing in to lower. Making sure the toes are nice and soft. We're not gripping with our toes. We're using our bottom as well, so squeezing those buttons as we lift to the ceiling. And imagine you're being sucked up into a straw towards the sky. And in, and up, and down. One more, up, and down. We're going to come up and bend one knee and lower the other heel. We're going to mimic a bit of walking. So we come up and bend the other one, and up, and down, up, and up. And we can still use the chair if we need to for our balance. Zipping up, keeping that core connection engaged. Imagining a zip from your back passage through to the front, lifting those pelvic floor muscles towards your heart. We want to keep the hips level as we bop up and down. We want to keep the knees and the feet hip width apart. We can have a look, making sure the knees are not trying to meet each other, and making sure the heels are not trying to meet each other either. Perfect. We're going to stop here and bring the opposite arm above us, in front of us. And we're going to use the arms as well. So we come up and bring the other arm. We're going to go a bit faster this time. Waking up our heart rate. Waking up our legs. Let's say we're jogging to the bus. A bit faster. And we're going to slow down. We're getting out of breath. And we're going to slow motion. Someone's filmed. Perfect. And then we're going to slowly stop and come to a halt. Perfect. Excellent. Well done. So give your leg a little bit of a shake and your ankle a bit of a twirl. And then we're going to do our exercise which is called sit to stand. We're going to need a chair. So the sit to stand exercise is the exercise we use before. It's to prepare for the exercise that's called the chair squat. So the chair squat is as such, so without the chair, actual chair. The chair squat is when we're squatting down as if we wanted to sit on the chair. So we're going to put our weight on our heels, bend the knee, create a diagonal line with our bottom and our head, making the bottom nice and long, arms in front, and then we squeeze back up. So that's the exercise that we want to go to. Okay, but to prepare to that exercise, we're going to do the sit and stand first. So I'm going to do that level 1. So we're going to sit on the chair, at the front of the chair with our feet hip width apart, in line with our knees. And then we're going to push on our feet and come up, and then sit back down and come up and sit back down. So we don't want to be too far from the chair, so we don't want to miss the chair. Breathing out and in, breathing out to come up, in to return. We want to sit on the chair for too long. We want to put the weight on their heels. We do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sit down. Okay, so we've done 10. So if we're going to do that once more time, if you find that's hard enough, stay at that level. I'm going to show you the step up when we're not using the chair. So if you are feeling that that's too easy for me, I'd rather do it without the chair, this is how I want you to do it. So take a breath in to prepare, breathing out, engage through your core muscles, squat down as you want you to sit down, shoot that bottom behind, and weight on the heels, arms in front, and breath in, return, breathing out, zip up and in, zip up and in, and again, and in. Remembering that the tail has to be nice and long, creating that diagonal line with your head, and you looking in front of you. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really good, well done. Keep your legs a bit of a shake. Okay, and we're going to do now a one leg stand. So we're going to still need the chair to help with balance mainly. We don't have to use a chair if our balance is good. Okay, so we're going to stand still, all our key elements in place. Breath in to prepare, breathing out. We're going to move the weight onto one foot, making sure it's in the center, and come up to our toes. And then swap. Shift the weight to the other foot and come up to your toes. And then swap. Toes. And toes. Stay at that level if that's hard enough, or if your balance is not quite there yet. If we want it a bit harder, we're going to shift the weight into that standing foot and hover the foot. And come back down and hover. And down. And hover. And down. And hover. And down. And again, hover. And down. And if we find that's still too easy, and we want to come up with an extra level, we can come up to single tabletop. And down. And up. And down. Breathing out, zipping up, finding those core muscles, and in. Out to come up, into lower. Just remember to stay at the level that's suited for you. If it's the toes only or just the hover, that's absolutely fine. If you need to use the chair, that's fine too. If you find that you want to do single tabletop, but you are still a bit wobbly, use the chair. There's no harm in using the chair to hold on to come up to our single tabletop. And in time, we can lessen the force onto the chair and even come off of the chair completely. Excellent. One more on each side. Really good. Perfect. I'm going to get rid of my chair so I can show you what we want to do first. We're going to come to the side and come to the end of our mat. And we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to stay at the level that we were at. So if we were at just the toes, we're going to come to our toes, lift the foot, step, lift the back heel, and come back to hip width. Toes, step, back heel off, and back to hip width. If we were at hover stage, we come to our hover, step, Back heel lift and back to hip width. Hover, step, forward and back to hip width. And if we were in our single tabletop, we can come up to single tabletop, step forward, lift the back heel off of the floor, come back to hop to to hip width. Hover, step and back. So I want you to continue here at the level that you are comfortable with. I'm going to stay with my single tabletop. Perfect. Coming back to hip width at every time, making sure our feet are still hip width and parallel when we're stepping back. We might want also to try to go in different direction. So as we lift one leg, instead of going straight, we can go to the side. Because when we walk, we don't just walk in one direction. And back forward. And out leg. So we can stay at that level. We're going to add a little extra. If we feel quite strong today, we're going to come up to whichever level we were at, stepping forward. And from here, we're going to squat down a little bit, keeping the bottom nice and tucked under. Come back up and step back in. So hover or single tabletop, step, squat down, come back up and step back in. So that's the hardest level. If you don't feel confident with this one, just don't do it. So stay at the level you were at. If you want to try this one and your balance is a little bit iffy, use the chair to help you. So I'm going to use my sideboard here and hold yourself onto the chair to lower yourself down. And we're going to do one more on each side. Down. Keeping the bottom tucked under as we squat down though. Last one. Breathing out and in and back in. Perfect. Excellent. So I'm going to get rid of the chair completely so it's not in the way. And I'm going to come to the mat. So we're going to do a little roll down. So to the end of our mat, breath in to prepare. Breathing out, roll your chin to your chest. Imagining your spine is tucked to the wall. You're going to roll your shoulders forward. Then peel the spine off of the wall, one bite at a time. And then once you've done all the spine, the hips coming forward and the bottom. Bending your knees. We're going to go as far as we can. And once we've reached that point, we're going to bend our knees, bring our hands onto the floor, and come to our all four position. So in this position, we're going to set ourselves first. So we're going to lengthen our tail behind us, so tucking our tail under, creating a nice flat lower back. We're going to bend our elbows. The elbows are nice and soft, hands a little bit ahead of our shoulders. The knees are in line with your hips, hands are shoulder width apart, just a little ahead of your shoulders, like I said, and you're looking to the floor to a point between your two thumbs. Okay, so we're going to try to find our core in that position. We're going to breath in, breathing out, zipping from the back, through to the front, lifting that pelvic floor towards our heart. Keeping the core engaged as we breathe in and out. Keeping that connection as you breathe in and out. Next breath in, you're going to gently release. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, zipping from the back through to the front. Gently lifting that pelvic floor towards your heart. Breath in and out, keeping that core connection, feeling that gentle pull. Or we can, and then we're going to gently release. So I'm going to be a bit quicker. So take a breath in, breathing out, quick and release, quick and release, engage and release, pull, zip up, zip up, zip up as you breathe out, and again, and again. Last one, and again. We're going to keep that core connection, and we're going to work on our shoulder blades. So we imagine we've got a little flame underneath our chest. We're going to keep the elbows nice and soft. We're going to keep them in that position. We're going to sink our chest without moving the elbows or the arms down towards the mat, bringing the shoulder blades together. And then we're going to breathe in out. We're going to push and lift away from the flame, separating our shoulder blades. Breathing out, bringing the shoulder blades together. Breathing in, return, and out. Bringing together, breathing in, separating those shoulder blades. So as you can see, my arm is not bending. It's really the chest that's going forward and going up. Chest is sinking and chest is lifting up. Sinking and lifting up. And again. One more. And in. You're going to sit on your legs. We're going to give your wrist a little rest to come onto your forearm, and just give your wrist a little twirl before we go back onto our position. Just give me a little bit of stretch forward and back, and scratch and open your hands. Come back to our all fours. Hands nice and wide to just spread the load onto your wrists. We're going to do our leg pulling prone, so a little plank. Just going to tuck your feet under. Tail nice and long. Breath in to prepare. Chest just slightly lifted away from the mat. Breath in. Breathing out, we're going to zip up, engage that core, push on your hands and your toes, and hover the leg just a teeny bit, and then lower down. Breath in, breathing out, push and hold, and lower. Breathing out, zip up and push, and breathe in lower, and push, and lower, and push, and lower. If you want a little extra work, as we push, we're going to hover for 2 count, and then lower down, and push and hover, and down, push and hover, and down. We can hold it a little bit longer every time. If we feel that's too much, we just hover and lower down. Here we are working everything. I'm going to do 3 more. 3, 2, zipping up, last one, and last one. Ankle your feet. Rest on your forearms. Give your wrist a little twirl. And back and forth. Where's my head cushion? We're going to grab our head cushion and come to lay on our tummy with our forehead resting onto the head cushion. We're going to have our hands ahead of us, elbows ahead of the shoulders. We're going to tuck our bottom under and stick the pubic bone onto the mat. Okay, breath in to prepare. Breathing out, we're going to zip from the back through to the front, finding a little gentle lift towards the heart of that pelvic floor. Breath in and hold that connection. Breathing out, hold the connection. And as you do, you're going to reach with your left arm forward and hover it. And breathe in, return. Breathing out, you're going to lengthen that right arm and reach and come back. Breathing out, engage and hover and lengthen and reach and come back in. And again, left, right arm this time and in. Breathing out, engage and reach forward. And you're reaching so far forward that your arm is hovering off of the floor a little bit. Last one. Perfect. Then we're going to do just the legs. We're going to do the same thing. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out. Engage through your core. You're going to lengthen the left leg and then reach away so far that the leg is lifting off the floor. And breath in, return. Breathing out, engage, reach and hover. And back in. Reach and hover. Reach and hover. Just making sure that we're keeping that core connection from our back through to our front. A gentle lift as we lift the leg off of the floor. So we're not going to lift very high because the hip doesn't move that way very far anyway. Lengthen and reach. Breathing out to lengthen and reach. Into return. One more. Perfect. And then we're going to do opposites. So take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage. And we're going to lengthen and reach and hover. And back in. Engage, lengthen and reach. Opposite arm and leg. And again. Breathing out to lengthen and reach. Back in. Keeping that core connection. We do one more on each side. Well done. I'm going to bend your elbows towards your chest, towards your shoulders. Bringing your elbows lower than your shoulders. Hands in the side of your head. Pubic bone still stuck to the mat. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, zipping up. And as we do, we're going to hold the forehead off of the mat. Lifting the breastbone off of the mat as well. Breath in and out. Lower down. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage. Hover. Breath in and lower down. Breathe in to prepare. Breathing out, engage and breathe. Hover. Breath in and lower. Making sure Then we keep the neck long, so chin to the chest, looking to the mat. Imagine you've got a third eye onto your forehead, and it's looking directly onto the mat. Breathing out as you overhop off the floor. If you feel it into your lower back, you might need an extra cushion underneath your belly. So take a small cushion, and you need to put it across between your navel and your pubic bone, just right so. And that will elevate your pelvis a bit. And as you reach, you will not feel it so much onto your lower back. And you have a better control of your core. I'm going to do 3 more. And last one. Really good. So you're going to bring your hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to roll on your one forearm, push with the other hand to come to your side position. So we're going to roll onto our side, leg long, arm long, head cushion underneath our head, between our arms and our head. Feet flex so you can see our little toes. Top hip on top of bottom hip. Top leg nice and long. So imagine someone is pulling that leg away, and it's pulling it so much as your waist is lifting away from the mat. And you have created a little space there. We're going to put a favourite chocolate or a favourite sweet in there for after the class. So we're going to try not to squash it. We're going to do our lower end lift. So we're going to take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, zipping up, feeling that nice connection. Point and lift, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Breathe out, lift, into lower. Keeping the waist lifted, trying not to squash a favourite sweet or chocolate. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax down, breath in, keeping the waist lifted. Breathing out, engage, come up. In to hold. Out to come forward. And in to return. Out to come forward. In to return. Only coming forward as you can keep the body from rolling away. So don't go too far forward. We need to keep our body nice and still. We can come down at every time. We don't have to stay up if we need to. And in. If we have our hand on top in front of us, just imagine some poppadoms underneath your fingers or your hands. We're trying to put a really light touch so we don't crush down. We're going to do 2 more. 1 and 2. And lower down. Really good. We're almost there. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out. Lift. And we're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower down. Give your bottom a little pat and bend your knees. Excellent. I'm going to roll ourselves onto our back. I'm going to keep the head cushion underneath our head. Bring our feet and knees together. Open our toes and our heels. Feet are hip width apart. And our train tracks. Little tip to find out if your feet are hip width apart, because you can't see them here. If you go and touch your toes, your big toes together, if your big toes are touching, they are hip width apart. Okay, nice and parallel. We're going to tip the pelvis back and forth, nice and gently, and we're going to reduce the movement until we found a tray of drinks. We found a tray of drinks. We have a little gap underneath the lower back for our little blueberry. We're going to do what we call our hundreds. So it's to work with our core muscles. So we're going to hover the arms off the floor just a little bit. Imagine we've got puddles underneath our fingers. Neck is long, chin towards the chest a little bit to make the neck nice and long. Shoulders away from our ears. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, arms hovered. And we're going to zip up. Breathe in. Keep that core connection. And as you're breathing out again, we're going to tap your fingers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And breathe in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to try to do that 100 times. Trying to keep the core connection. If we found that our core is gone, then we stop. Breath in. Breathe out. Zip up and engage. Arm hovered. In tap. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in and out. If we want an extra workout, we take a breath in, breathing out. We keep that core engagement, lift the leg to 90 degree, and we keep on tapping. And then we're going to lower the leg. Breathing out, come up with the other one, and keep on tapping, keeping the core connection all the time. That's your hardest level for today. For your hundreds. And we're going to do 2 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower all the way down. Relax your shoulders. And we're going to do our 1 leg stretch. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, zipping up. And as we do, we're going to lengthen the leg away. And breathe in, return. So we're going to slide the foot onto the mat as we're breathing out. And slide it back in as we breathe in. Breathing out, slide. And in. We're going to try to keep the pelvis in neutral as we slide away, making sure we don't lift the lower back off the floor. Breathing out. And so stay at that level if you find that's hard enough. If we want to work a little bit harder, we're going to take a breath in. Breathing out, zipping up, come up to single tabletop. Knee in line with your hips, foot in line with your knee so you can't see your foot. And we're going to take a breath in, breathing out, zip and engage. And we're going to extend to switch leg on in front of us and breathe in, return. Breathing out and in. And in. Keeping the core engaged as we extend and as we come back in. 7. 9. 10. the same on the other side. Breath in. Breathe in as zip and engage. Come up. Breath in to hold. Breathing out. Switch the leg on. In return. So we extending the leg, bringing the leg parallel to the other one as we extend the foot to 45 degrees. Eight. 2 more. 9. Last one, and 10. And lower down. Really good. And now we're going to challenge the pelvis the other way. So we're going to challenge the pelvis sideways. We're going to do our hip twist. So breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage. And as we do, we're going to lower the one leg to the side as far as we can keep the pelvis centered and into return. Breathing out and in. So we're remembering our 12 drinks. As we open the pelvis, we want to make sure the other hip is not lifting up, sliding the drinks to the side. We open to the other side, making sure that hip is not lifting so that our drinks don't fall the other way. And the other thing we have to remember is as we open to the side, the knee that's not moving needs to stay where it is. Just stay at that level today. We'll do 2 more. Only opening as far as we're going to keep that pelvis in neutral. Really good. Well done. You're going to roll yourself to your side. Push yourself up with your hands. Take your head cushion with you and come to the other side of the mat. So shift your legs to the other side. Arm long, leg long, hand cushion between your arm and your head. Feet flex so we can see our toes. Top hip on top of bottom hip. Nice top and long leg, creating that little gap. Remember, for our favorite chocolate or sweets. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage. Point and lift, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Breathe out, breathe in, and out, and in. Keep the waist lifted as we lift the leg up. Keep that leg nice and long. Poppadoms nice and intact underneath our hand if we need to have our hand in front of us. Shoulders away from our ears, looking straight in front of us. We'll do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Really good. Breath in. Breathe in as zip, come up. Breathe in to hold. Point and move forward. Flex and come back to the middle. Point and draw the line. Flex and rub it off. Point and draw the line. Flex and rub it off. Remember, you can lower your leg back down in between every time. Remember to pause first, to breathe out, to draw, in to return. Breathe out and in. Pause and breathe in, out and in. Keeping the body nice and still as we move forward. 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. And long leg again. Breath in, almost there. We're going to do our circles. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage, come up. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Bend your knees. Give your hip and your bottom a bit of a rub. Head cushion away. Roll yourself onto your back. Nice and gently. Bring your feet and knees together. Bring your feet closer to your bottom this time. Open your toes and then your heels. We're going to do our shoulder bridge. And from there, go to our cool down as well. So find your neutral or your little tray of drinks. And relax. Chin tucked to our chest a little bit. Neck nice and long. Breath in to prepare. Right, so for the shoulder bridge, I should say, if you have a little cushion at home, put it between your knees. That will help stay keeping them here together. If you don't worry about it. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out. We're going to squeeze the ball if we've got one. Squash our blueberry. Squeeze our bottom and lift the spine. One bone at a time. All the way to our shoulder bridge. Breath in at the top. We're going to hold. Breathing out. Returning the spine. One bone at a time. To our neutral pelvis. Breath in. Breathing out. Squeeze the ball. Squash the blueberries. Squeeze your bottoms. And lift through your pelvic floor. Nice engagement. All the way up. Breath in to hold. And out. Back in. Breath in. Breathing out. Squeeze, squash, lift, engage, and come up. Breath in to hold. And down. Calming up. Breathing out. In to hold. And out to lower down. Breath in at the bottom. Breathing out, engage and come up. This time we're going to stay up a little bit longer. Breathe in to hold. We're going to keep our spine straight. We're going to lower our bottom down halfway and squeeze back up. Down and squeeze. Halfway and squeeze. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10. And then we're going to relax back down, returning the spine. Perfect. You bring your hands on top of your shoulders. Breath in, breathing out, you're going to come up to your shoulder bridge. As you breathe in, you're going to lower your arms behind, keep your ribs and soft. You're going to leave your arms behind you as you lower back your spine to the mat. Feeling the stretch across the top of your chest. Breathe in, return the arm. Breath in. Breathing out. Squeeze back up. Breathe in, lower the arms behind. Return the spine to the mat, leave the arms behind your head. And return the arms in when you reach the floor. One more. Breath in and out. Come back up. Breathe in lower and down as you breathe out. Excellent. Bring your arms back in. Take the cushion or the ball between your knee. You're going to bring one knee towards your chest. Try to pin that knee to your chest, and as you do so, you're going to lower or extend the other leg, keeping the knee onto your chest. Breathing in and out. You're going to release that knee. Bring the other one bent. Other one to the chest. Hold it tight to your chest and then gently lengthen the other leg away. Stretching your hips here. We can also add a bit of stretch of the ankles, point and flex the feet to add a bit of an extra stretch. As we hold that one. And then we're going to release the knee. Bring the other one to bend. Roll onto our side. We're going to come to a seated position. So we're going to come to our sitting bone with our feet together. Holding with our hands, which we call our butterfly. And we're going to keep our bottom nice and stuck to the floor. We're going to try to lower the knees as far as they can go. Breathing in and out. Sitting tall on our sitting bone. Relaxing into the stretch. Feeling those knees lift or fall to the side. Breathing in. This is good for your groin, your hip, your lower back. So good, stretch that one. Really good. We're going to release, and we're going to keep one knee bent, and we're going to lengthen the other leg. Flex your foot. We're going to try to reach that foot with our arms, and that's as we do so, we're stretching your hamstrings. We're going to lean forward to that foot, breathing into the stretch. Pulling that heel towards away from us as much as we can. And then you gently release. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So bring that knee back bent and lengthen the other one. Foot flex. You're going to reach for the flexed foot and reach with the opposite hand. Try to catch that foot. If we can't get to the foot, we can just reach onto the ankle or even the leg, depending on how far we can go. We just need to feel that stretch behind our leg onto our hamstrings. As soon as we feel the stretch, we stay there and we hold it, breathing into it. And as we feel that the muscles have given in, we can just go a bit further if we want. Holding it there. It's just nice and gentle. Really good. And then you're going to relax down. We're going to come to our knees, and you're going to come up back to standing into your own time. And I'm going to set up my video. So we're back in our standing position, and on this one we're going to need the chair again. So I'm going to bring the chair back. First we're going to do our hip stretch. So our hands on our hips and nicely stood onto our feet, nice and firm onto the ground. And we're going to roll our hips around. So draw some circle with our pelvis. And by doing so, we're stretching the hips, the lower back. Just nice circles with our hips, as if we're having the hips around. And then we're going to roll the other way. Circle the other way. Oof. You can see lots of cracking. And again, one more. Perfect, excellent. And we're going to stretch our calves. So we're going to need the chair or a wall. I don't have a wall to hand. Close by. So we're going to use the chair and hold the back of the chair. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Bend the front leg, the front knee, and you're going to stretch. It should fit it on your calf here. So you're going to bend as far as we can, feeling that stretch onto our calf. As soon as we have that stretch, we're going to leave it there. Breathe in. And out. Really good. And then we come back and we're going to swap. So the other foot back, bend the front knee, straight leg at the back, and as soon as we find that stretch there, oh, I can feel it there, right, should from here all the way down, you just stay there. Stay in that position, breathe in, breathe into the stretch, and release those muscles. Really good. And then we come back up. Back to the center. And bring our arms to the front and stretch the shoulder. And again to the other side, arm in front, stretch the other shoulder. I'm going to stretch our triceps again, so hands behind towards our middle of our shoulder blades. And with the other hand, we're going to pull the arms behind. So if you wanted to reach our bottom with our hand, you should feel a stretch right here, our triceps. I'm going to swap. Oof. Definitely feel it today. Really good. And I'm going to release. We're going to use the chair again to stretch our front of our thighs. We're going to hold on to the chair as we bring one foot behind us. We're going to tuck our bottom under. Pull and just fit it right here. We need to hold on to the chair if we need to for our balance. And release. And to the other side. Grabbing our foot. Tuck our bottom under to increase the stretch. And release. I'm going to zip up, stretch the side, and back in. Zip up, stretch the other side, back in. Arm up, hands behind the head or in front of our forehead, and we're going to stay forward and twist from the side, keeping the hips forward. Twist to the left, pushing the left hip forward. And again, push the right hip forward as we twist to the right. And push the left hip forward as we twist to the left. Back in, reach, and big circle down. Chin to chest. Nice and slow. Bring your hands on top of your back of your head and pushing, a little pressure, just a little stretch of your neck. And then letting go, we're going to lift the neck up the other way. Back to center, chin, not chin, ear to shoulders. We're going to use this hand to pull gently, those add to the stretch. Back in, other side, ear to shoulder, and then use our hand, just pull and add to the stretch. Try to reach with our other opposite hand to the floor. And release. Back again. I'm going to look over one shoulder. Back to center and look over the other shoulder. And back to center. Shake your shoulders. Shake your legs. And you're done. Well done for today. And see you later.